We are inundated constantly with stories of how smokers used willpower to quit smoking. But is it successful? Fuck no. Willpower is a terrible method used by those who don't understand their nicotine addiction and fool themselves into thinking they can cheat the system by blocking their mind to any knowledge of how easy it is to quit by avoiding reading about the nicotine trap. So-called experts advise us to jump from one gimmicky product to another and combine patches, pills with willpower to assist us in quitting, but it has such a low success rate you'd find it easier to quit by locking yourself in a padded room for 100 days, closed off from the outside world. What do you think would happen after these 100 days? Well, for one, you would instantly binge on cigarettes. Willpower simply does not work for the vast majority of smokers. You may think right now, hold on, but my friend quit using patches or through hypnosis. I can assure you they quit in spite of these costly methods, not due to their so-called positive effects. Any willpower method is guaranteed to fail, and any product makes it harder to quit. A popular but shitty form of quitting smoking is NRT, which stands for nicotine replacement therapy. But what is therapeutic about continuing to destroy ourselves with nicotine, the same fucking drug that is the sole reason why we are addicted to cigarettes in the first place? You may as well call NRT NCT, nicotine continuation torture. These torturous methods are why a small group of ex-smokers have quit, because in spite of these products, not because of the product's so-called effectiveness. While we believe we are in control for the first few years of our smoking lives, the trap has already sprung into place. If you had previously quit cigarettes during these first few years, you would have attributed willpower to why you quit successfully. Yet the reason why you quit was because your mind wasn't 100% completely brainwashed into the nicotine trap. Or so you think. If you had quit successfully in the first few years, why are you here now watching this series? It's because the trap was set from our first cigarette. And no amount of bullshit remedies like willpower will help you. I also want to applaud you for trying again and again. The quit smoking industry is a ghastly entity. You are not at fault for going back to cigarettes. The nicotine trap has brainwashed us into thinking we need a cigarette at all times, to heighten our greatest moments in life, and to help us lessen the lows we experience. Although these needs for cigarettes are an illusion, we have been successfully fooled to believe cigarettes are a mood enhancer, despite it destroying our self-esteem, our confidence, and our chances at living happier lives. The more frightening part of all this brainwashing is how we are programmed to think quitting is so difficult that we would rather saw our own left leg off than to go without cigarettes for a year. If you're more willing to destroy your body and wallet for cigarettes, how the hell in the world are gimmicky products and willpower going to help us? You must understand that the nicotine demon and the trap enslaves us in different ways to keep us purchasing cigarettes and to force us to be lifelong addicts of nicotine. You've no doubt encountered people who have used willpower who claim to have quit for years but are still miserable and crave cigarettes. Even worse are the so-called ex-smokers that gleefully rave on about how they have successfully quit, only to find them weeks later puffing on a secret cigarette. If they were so genuinely happy to have quit, why are they then hiding their smoking habit? It's because they never ever quit successfully. You may argue the people who quit for years but still crave cigarettes are successful, but they relied on willpower and didn't dive deep into understanding their nicotine addiction and why they chose to continue smoking in the first place. Other smokers have hacking coughs, asthmatic issues, bronchitis, lung cancer, etc., but continue to try and quit smoking through willpower unsuccessfully time and time again. You can avoid all this misery and uncertainty by watching this entire series to understand the nicotine trap until it becomes clear. We don't smoke because we choose to, we smoke because we are addicted to nicotine, and the only successful exit route is to understand your addiction and realize quitting is easy and instant once you are knowledgeable about the illusions of so-called withdrawal symptoms and how lucrative of a commercial market gimmicky products and so-called quit smoking aids are. It's no surprise that instead of starting off our attempts to quit with a feeling of, I'm free, did you hear? I now understand why I used to smoke and how to avoid the roadblocks to successfully quitting. Instead, we start off our quitting journey with a feeling of apocalyptic doom, like as if we were making some horrible sacrifice instead of celebrating freeing ourselves from nicotine slavery and lessening our chances dramatically of contracting horrifying diseases. Even if we assume willpower is a method to help us, at best you go a few days to a few weeks without smoking. But as time goes on, all the powerful feelings that made you want to quit start to disappear, and the nicotine demon takes a stranglehold again. And while we have quit, we feel no physical pain. We don't understand why the nicotine monster is screaming to be fed. We only translated slow death as, I want a fucking cigarette and I want it now! Despite our vast intelligence, our brainwashed minds do not logically comprehend that the nicotine dependency is dying off. Instead, we're warped into thinking that we have to continue to feed our bodies with nicotine poison in order to get rid of the nicotine monster. It's illogical and another reason why willpower is far from sufficient. If you choose willpower, you choose the losing side of the battle every time. So how do you win the battle? We'll explore this in the next episode.